And the morning came, sure he got up, he went down to his breakfast, and there was Huxley Baxter, he looked a bit tired as well, they had a fine big meal, and they heard the buses coming up with the undocumented workers, they all about the buses, were showing the stables, things were ready for the day, and the game's about to start. And Pat and Huxley, they came out from their meal, and went out to the front to oversee the workers, when suddenly, whoosh, a big storm of rain came down. The rain was pounding so hard, the poor workers, they were bent over with the wave and they ran to the stables. Oh, and Huxley was so angry. God damn, what's going on with this weather? Pat said, it's idle. It's God giving you a day of rest. So, let's do So they took the day off. You had to wait until the weather got better. So again, with a nice calm off day, and got things sorted, and at night, Pat went back to his bed. And he went to bed again, and he was cooled down. And he heard the singing. This lament, it was drawing, and it was the most heartbreaking thing I've heard, and it seemed to almost come from the very dawn of time before language and words existed. It was almost just like a sound of an emotion that was drawing him, and he felt something getting pulled into. He opened his eyes, and there was a woman with the see-through gown, drawing him closer and closer, with her hands out, and he felt himself getting pulled towards her, and the song, and she reached out her hands, and she embraced him, and he could feel the coldness and the slime, and he said, get off me! And he opened his eyes, and there he was out of his bed, only now, he was standing at the door of the bedroom, his hand in the handle. What's going on here, he said. He was quite shocked with himself, and he went and got some clothes, he knew he would go back to sleep, so he left the room, and he walked up and down the corridors there in the big hall, the big castle. And he found himself going up to the north end of the castle, where Huxley was. And Huxley's room door was open, and he peeked in, and he could see Huxley. And Huxley was downing whiskey, and smoking a cigar, and shouting, God damn music! God damn me with the slimy fingers! God damn Ireland! Drink! Pat realised that there's something slightly spooky going on here. But of course, Pat was a Celtic man, Celtic man, he wasn't going to leave a job undone. The next day, they went out to get the workers, and the sun was out. The workers all came out, and they went to check the diesel pumps to empty the bog. And they got to the diesel pumps, and the diesel pumps were all full of rust. God damn this weather, the rain's rusted the diesel pumps! Off went Huxley Baxter, shouting abuse and everything. And Pat, calm as ever, said, don't worry about it, we'll get new material, I'll get new pumps for you, you've got on the phone, you've got it all sorted, and arriving tomorrow, let's not stress. So another day lost, third day lost. Well, evening comes, as we know. It's the third night, and now Pat is in his bed. He's not so sure of himself now, he's lying there, he starts to sleep a bit, he's drifting, and he hears the music. He hears the sound of this voice, pulling him on this lament, and he feels him getting drawn to it. And it's the most beautiful, heartbreaking thing ever, from the very dawn of time to the very last tick and tock of eternity. It seemed to be stretching and pulling. And the woman was there, the woman with the fine form, just vaguely covered. And she was reaching out to him. And he knew that her hands would be slimy and cold and wet and damp, disgusting. But he could feel himself drawing towards her. And she created a hold of him, and she pulled a hold of him, and she held his arms, and she held his body, and she began walking with him. And the music was going on, and the coldness was all over him, the slime was all over him, and he was disgusted, but he was still drawn, and the longing in him was so powerful that he followed her, and he kept walking with her as if he was in a dream, it wasn't a dream, and he kept following her forward. And Pat was crying out, no, there's something wrong, and eventually, get off me, he shouted, and he chased the Duke away. And this time, he found himself. He hadn't just left his bed, he'd left his room, and he'd left the castle. And he was actually standing in front of the bog, naked, cold and shivering. And he looked out, and on the bog, he could see women, and the women in his dream, dancing, tall, slender, beautiful women, moving their limbs with their fine bodies and thin gowns. And now the sound was coming from the bog, this music drawing him on, and he was resisting it and standing there. And then the women turned to their side, and he saw something terrible just beyond them. He saw shapes lumbering across the bog. And as he watched, one of the shapes came up to a pool in the bog and fell into it, splashed, and was gone. And the next shape went up, and fell into the pool and was gone. And he looked and he realised the shapes of the workers. Each of the workers off there, one by one, fell into the bog. Well, Pat wanted to scream out and shout to them and try and save them, but it was frozen, absolute terror. What's this terrible, terrible thing? And one by one they all went in, and one by one they were lost and gone. And he was standing there. And that was the worst thing, because then the women who were dancing, they leaned down and they picked up an effigy. And it was an effigy of your man, Huxley Baxter. And they looked at it, they propped it up in the bog, and then they also looked at their fingers, and then it went in flames. It burst into a huge yellow flame. And at that moment, there was a terrible scream from up the castle. And Pat looked round, and he could see up in the room where Huxley Baxter lived, Huxley Baxter himself, bouncing from side to side, and flames bursting from his body as he screamed and he screamed and he screamed. And at that moment, Pat lost his mind and just collapsed, senseless and insane. Well, a day later, a tourist was coming by, as you do, visit the Baltic Island, and found the man Pat lying there. And he was gibbering. He was still alive. He's still alive to this day. He can go down. There's a state hospital for the criminally insane down in Portugal. He's still there. And he babbles away, and folk try to wonder what he's talking about. He talks about these workers that disappeared in the bog. The workers were all documented. Nobody knew there was here, nobody knew they went. And all around Asia and Africa and South America, there's folk still wondering where they were. And as for Huxley Baxter, well, everybody knew he came. And everybody knew he'd gone because they found his body. His body crisp and blackened from the flames the night before. And the forensic woman from Ireland, she investigated, she decided that what happened was when he was smoking at night time and drinking, somehow he caught himself on fire and burnt to death. However, though they found his body black and crispy, there was not a scorch mark or a bit of ash anywhere else in his room.